YouTube, we're going to be showing you how to make enchilada sauce. These are the ingredients we're going to be using. We are going to be using Roma tomatoes.
So the portion size for this recipe is about 2 parts dried chilies and about 5 parts Roma tomatoes and 1 onion, which is about 1 part onion. I've got oregano and cumin here if you like it. There's 2 tablespoons of cumin and about 2 teaspoons, that's the other way around. 2 teaspoons of cumin and 2 tablespoons of oregano and salt. So quickly just gonna add these to the pot. I'm gonna take it over to the sink to wash them, and then we're gonna start getting our chilies processed. All you have to do is break off the stem and shake out the seeds, as many as you can. These chilies are super dry, so they keep on cracking pretty easy. And a thing about picking out your chilies, it doesn't really matter. You can get the Guajillo, the California, the New Mexico. How you choose them, how I choose them is I smell it and I see which one that I like the smell of, because that's the flavor you're gonna get. So for me personally, I like the New Mexico chilies and the Guajillo chilies, but they all are very similar, so you just have to choose whatever you like. So here we are continuing to just get all the seeds out, and I'll try to speed this up for you.
First, we're going to be rinsing the chilies. When the chilies are rinsed, we're gonna cook them. Hi YouTube, today I'm gonna rinse the tomatoes.
Also, just a quick note I thought I would mention, if you don't have fresh tomatoes, canned tomatoes will work, and frozen tomatoes straight out of the freezer will work as well.
We forgot to mention that we were using garlic.
So if you like garlic, don't forget. In this recipe, I'm using about 5, and we're just adding them straight into the blender. And yes, the garlic cloves still have the paper outside on them. I'm just sticking them right into the blender, and I'll give it a quick couple of pulses, and then we'll be able to pull out the remaining pieces of paper. So it's real easy. All right, looking at our chilies, they're at a nice boil. I'm just tucking the ones that had floated up on top down into the water so that they can get soft as well. Looks like they're just about done.
Next, let's get to chopping those tomatoes.
So while we're working on these tomatoes, I just want to mention something about the garlic. So to maximize the health benefits, it's good to crush or cut your garlic at room temperature and allow it to sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. And this will trigger an enzyme reaction that boosts the healthy compounds in garlic. So that's a good thing to know. Another thing that I would like to mention about garlic, the smell on your breath is a concern, as well as sweat. Smelling like garlic is a concern, and a popular way to neutralize the smell is by eating fennel seeds.
Nerd alert!
Alright, now that you've got that information about the garlic, I'll give you some information about the tomatoes. The heating process, yes, while it does reduce the amount of vitamin C, it will actually enhance the nutritional value by increasing the lycopene content that can be absorbed by the body, and it increases the antioxidant activity. So those are some cool facts if you're interested in that kind of thing. Chop an onion!
So we have the cooked chilies and we have the water, and we're gonna put the chili water inside the blender.
For now, yes. While that is blending, we are adding oil to the bottom of our pan, and we're getting that started heating up. Because I have such a large batch here, I'm going to divide it in half. What I have in the blender right now is just the tomatoes, so I'm going to be pouring half of it into the pitcher, and I will start adding the rest of my ingredients to the blender. Here we have our cooked chilies. They're in the blender now, and we're going to add all of the onion,
Now we are going to add our spices. 2 tablespoons of oregano and 2 teaspoons of cumin. Our last ingredient is salt. Add about 1.5 tablespoons. When the oil is really hot, it's time to add in the salsa.
So this is what our salsa looks like now. I don't add any cornstarch or flour to the salsa, and you can see it comes out really creamy, and you can keep blending it until you get this consistency. If you don't have a high power blender, blend it as much as possible and then use a strainer before you pour it into the oil, so that way it gets nice and thick, and don't add as much water to it. Now I made this large batch, so if you want to see a video of me canning it, or if you also want to see how I use it in a couple different recipes including enchiladas, leave a thumbs up and a comment.
Thanks for watching, and leave a comment down below, and if you haven't, please give this video a thumbs up.
By the way, this salsa tastes amazing with anything. I'm gonna stick a picture here in the end. I fried up some eggs and threw some of the salsa on top. It tastes really good.